before anyone asks, yes, my hair is wet. I just come out of the shower, but I'm gonna quickly film this video because I'm behind schedule. So this is basically a video on how to make new friends, because this is specifically for starting a new sixth form, but like this can apply like anywhere, to be honest, like university, starting a vocational subject, starting an apprenticeship, etc. But basically, in quick overview, in secondary school, I didn't have that many like good friends, like solid friendships. Like I had friends, but not that like many solid friendships. And when I began this year, I used a lot of like these techniques, and it really worked out. And I ended up getting like a lot of like good friends, and so I just thought I'd share some like good friendship techniques, because a lot of people that are going into new sixth form are worried about making new friends. Like they don't know how to. They get stressed about it. I'm getting stressed already over how to make like friends at university, even though it's like a year away. Okay, crap, my hair looks awful, but yeah, so straight into it. So the first thing to remember is, if you're starting a new school, everyone is in the same boat. Like everyone's starting like year 12. I mean, obviously except like the year 13s, etc. And like it's not just you. Like it's not like you're the new person and everyone's like used to it. Like everyone is in the same boat. Sometimes it might be a sixth form of another school, and there might have been people that have been there since like year 7, but you're not going to be the only new one. And even if you are, like, everyone else is also starting A levels, so they're going to be like nervous anyway. And also there's quite a difference between, I think, like year 11 and then year 12 and 13. Particularly like you mature a lot in year 12. The main thing I did to make friends was, well, just talk to people. Like, I know that sounds like obvious, but don't be afraid of making the first move. Like, I remember on the first day, and on like several taster days of like university stuff, etc., I'd always wait until someone spoke to me and hoped someone would speak to me, and then I think other people were waiting as well. So then in the end, nothing happened. But then I remember on like the second day, or later that day, I just started like going up to people and like talking to them, like not just like, hello, what's your name, but like for example, I tried to do it like casually. Like, for example, I went to someone who was in my Spanish class and I was like, oh, have you done the homework? Like, have you done the homework? How did you find it? And then we just started talking from there. And they were sitting next to one of their friends, and we started all talking. And like now, both of them are like really good friends of mine. Another one of my friends, I also met on the second day. I remember going up to him and saying, "Oh, do you know where where the library is?" Or wait, no, or something like that. And then we started talking like, what subjects do you do? What sixth form did you do? And then like we'd recognize each other, like when we saw each other like in the halls, etc. And now like he's like one of like my really really good friends. Like I can't express how like good a friend he is. Like a lot of these people that I mentioned are like good friends of mine. When you might be thinking, oh, but what can I say? Like a simple like, hello, what's your name? Like, people are not gonna be like freaked out. If they are, then that's their own problem. But you're not just like a random stranger in the street. You're like in the same school as them, and maybe even in the same class as them. Like, a good place to start is, especially if you're doing A levels, asking them what subjects they're doing. Especially because if you have subjects that match, then that's a good starting point for discussion. Another thing is like asking like what was their previous school, if they've moved, and then like and then also like asking them about their interests, and maybe like complimenting people. Like people like compliments, like saying, "Oh, I really like your haircut. I really love the color of your hair. I really like your top." Like, obviously, I'm not saying like make it up, but like try pointing out something nice about them, because like that makes them feel good about themselves. And also smile, like not like creepily, not like hello, like I'm rambling, but like just try to smile every once in a while, like because smiles are like quite infectious, well, most of the time, and it also makes you feel more friendly. another thing that I did was I asked people if they wanted to be in the class group chat, because as I said in my previous video, like a class group chat is really handy, especially for like sending homework. Like if, for example, if someone has forgotten the homework, you can tell them what it was, or if someone is struggling with something, they can ask the class, and that is a good like starting point from like talking, that like you can start talking to people, especially because like often in the class you might only speak to people like on your table, whereas now you have like a more variety of people. Also, another good way to meet friends is free periods and lunch and break. Like sometimes, for example, if you have if you see a friend and you see him with other people, or her with other people, or them with other people, then maybe try like talking to them. Like it's like a lot of like one of my friendship groups, a lot of us like were friends like individually, and then we started being friends. Now we're like kind of like a good like we're close like as a group, and a lot of friendships do develop that way, like being friends with other friends, and that is completely normal. Like we're no longer in the like the year 7 days, like, oh, she's my best friend, he's my best friend, like friendships are much more fluid. And another great way to meet friends are clubs and societies. I know this is gonna sound cliche, but like it's a really good place to meet people where you have similar interests, because sometimes opposites do attract, but then sometimes also the opposite of opposite attracts. I don't know how to explain it, but like sometimes people with similar interests get along better and they have more things to talk about. Like for example, I joined musical theatre, and although I'm not the best actor and I'm definitely not the best singer or dancer, like, but I met a lot, like well, not a lot, but I met a lot of friends there, and I met like one of my three actually of like my closest friends there, like that I'm like talk to like every day now, and I'm really happy I did, because at the beginning there was a few people that I spoke to in there, but not like close, and I felt a bit left out. But then as I started talking more and more and getting more involved, I began to feel more comfortable, and and that was a great way to get friends. And also one thing I must stress is don't rush things. Like, I know that sounds really hard, like, it always used to get me stressed, but what I mean by that is don't expect to, like, meet your best friend on the first day. Don't expect to, don't think, oh gosh, it's the first week and I haven't hanged out with anyone, I haven't been invited to any parties. Like, that is normal. Like, I'm gonna quote my head teacher here, but don't expect to meet your best friend on the first day. Oh wait, actually I've said that already. But like seriously, like and also don't judge people by their first appearance. Like obviously, like when you first meet someone, you don't want to be like you don't want to like go to them and be like, oh fuck you, you're so I shouldn't have sworn, but obviously, like don't judge people by their first appearance. Like there's been a few people that they may seem rude, but maybe it was maybe they were having a bad day, and you shouldn't judge them, because for example there's a few people that there's been a few people in I can't remember, yeah, in my Spanish class that I thought didn't like me, but then I started speaking to them and now we're like really good friends. Like, so I'm really glad that I took the chance, because if not, then I would have just missed out on a great friendship. I would have also like believed that they didn't like me when I nearly knocked over my flashcards, when that isn't the truth. And but another thing to notice, that not everyone is going to be friendly. It's an awful truth. It's actually one that really, really upsets me. Like, therapy can't fix it at times. But one thing that really upsets me is that not everyone is going to like you. You're not going to like everyone. It's an awful fact of life, but it is life. Like, if someone does not like you, then screw them. Like, try to meet other people. Like, don't focus on them. I'm such a hypocrite, because I should be following this advice and not being upset, but it's true. Like, if someone doesn't like you, it doesn't necessarily, it's not like a reflection of you. Like some people just don't like click, and that's okay. Some people don't click straight away, and then later on they click. And also another thing, be yourself. Like you don't want to, like make up like this persona. What am I saying? You don't want to like make up this like persona, and then have to like I don't have to explain it, but like you don't want to make up this like fake person, and then you having to like every day like pretend to be it. Like I'm not making sense, but you should be yourself. It's a lot less tiring, and like so it's so like wholesome. It makes you feel good about yourself. And if people don't like the way that you are, then like it's their problem. Like you should not have to change for other people. Unless like of course like you're like an awful person who like robs old ladies, but of course like and also another thing I'm gonna say is friendship groups change. Like if you like if you were watching a TV series of a sixth former's life, the people that you see them with in year 12, in the beginning of year 12, is probably going to be very, very different from the people you're going to see them with in the beginning of year 12. Not that I'm saying that they're going to have like fights with all of them, but what I'm saying is that friendship groups change and swift and merge and split up. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like there's some people that I met of the year that I was closer with, but now I'm not so close with, not because we've had a fight or because we don't talk to each other, but just because like it happens. But we're still friends, we're still like friendly, we're not on bad terms, of course. And then there's people that like at the beginning of the year I didn't know them at all, and now like that I met, even some people that I met like just a month and a half ago that are now like my bestest friends. Like things change and friendships do come and go, but like that is completely normal. Like everything comes and goes, to be honest. Like boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, even, well, not necessarily, but it's like a completely normal part of life, and you shouldn't be upset about it. Like I know it's easier said than done, and I'm also a hypocrite because I get very upset about these things easily, like, but it's true. Like things like change, so really don't worry. Like at the beginning of the year, if you don't have that many friends, then please do not worry, because there are ways to get friends. Like there is someone out there for everyone. I'm being so cliche in this video. And there are some people that don't like each other, and like that's just life, unfortunately. I sound like such a bitch saying this. Also another thing I did, I remember for my Spanish class, I really wanted I remember for my Spanish class, I remember hosting this like Spanish movie night, because I thought, and it was kind of a success. Like not that many people came, and in the end we didn't even watch the movie. And in the end two of them didn't even do Spanish. But I don't know, it was a good way. Like meetups are a good way. Like for example, at the beginning of the year, me and my friend would go to like to the shops, like to Greg's for our free periods, like and then we went to Pizza Hut for her birthday, and like it's not really making sense, but I'm gonna end this video now. I might do an updated video because I feel like this video was like not the best, but hopefully this has given you some tips and some hope and some rambling. But anyway, what I'm just saying is, don't stress it. Like, should be help. These tips hopefully should be helpful, but if not, like there are a lot of opportunities to make friends. And like, if you had friends that go to different schools, like then so obviously sometimes they drift up. Like you guys drift apart, but that doesn't have to be necessarily what happens. Like you can still meet up, you can still talk on the phone, maybe not every day, but you can still meet, like you can still have a friendship. It doesn't mean that it's the end of an era. Like there's some people I know that went to secondary school together and they're still like closest of friends now. There's even some people I know that got close after they like went to different sixth forms. Like it's not unheard of. But I'm gonna end this video there because I'm not making sense. I hope this has been helpful, and good luck to everyone starting a new school or anything. Like just like good luck to everyone. I'm not making sense. Oh gosh, I need to sleep. Well, I need to do homework first. But yeah,